What a moment for him. He's making his debut in the Repco Supercars Championship. He gets into the Boost Mobile Top 10 shootout.
Craig Lowndes watching on, and what a bloke to have in your corner down there.
Whatever it takes.
And he stuck it up onto position number 3. Provisionally row 2 on the grid, and that is an epic performance for Zach Bates.
It was this time last year. Well, as we head towards Queensland Raceway, there was one man that absolutely stunned everyone in a wildcard effort, and that was the reigning Super 2 champion back in 2024. He's been good enough to join us. He pilots the number 10 Bendix Camaro for Matt Stone Racing. Zach Bates, welcome back to the driver's seat. How are you?
Yeah, no, thank you very much for having me. It's good memories from when I've been on the show. It was a good year in 24, and then it's cool to step up into the main series. So thanks for having me.
So it has been a bit of a challenging start to your full time in the main game, but out of all the rookies, though, let's actually look at it on paper. That all the rookies that made their debut this season, you're actually second in the unofficial Rookie Cup behind Jaden Ojeda. And were you expecting such a big jump from Super 2 to Supercars?
Obviously I got a taste of it last year in the wild card that I did with Lowndes in Triple Eight, which that was an awesome experience. It has been a huge jump this year. Like in Super 2, I suppose there's probably maybe 3 to 4 guys that you're battling every weekend, now there's 20, 22 guys, that's are competitive, and it makes it tricky. The racing is probably the biggest step from what Super 2 is. Like, we obviously don't do pit stops in Super 2 and stuff, so that's difficult. The qualifying speed's been okay, but just need to do a better job in the races.
It's heading back to Queensland Raceway for the final round before the Enduros. I mean, you would have to have a bit of confidence after your breakout performance in the Triple Eight wildcard last year, because or does that add some extra pressure because it's like, hey, we saw what you did last year, let's see how he goes this year?
Yeah, I suppose it's one of those things that, I've come into a few rounds this year thinking, maybe this is a track that, suit me, and I haven't had a good round. So, and then other rounds like Darwin, when I'd never been there before, it was probably one of my best rounds. Although I didn't execute in the races, it was still, good qualifying in the top 10s, shootout and things like that. It's hard to know where you stack up. Hopefully, as you say, I had a decent round there last year in the Triple Eight car. A bit's changed since then in the field, I suppose, of car performance. But even so, hopefully we can have a good race.
With the Enduros coming up too, I mean, last year would have just been such a huge benefit for you and a bit of a jump start to your career, having to team up with Craig Lowndes. And what were some of the lessons that you picked up from CL, and how was that experience?
Yeah, it was amazing. Both, obviously pairing up with Craig and the Triple Eight crew, just to, both absolute powerhouses of the sport. It was a great experience. Obviously, I did my solo wildcard at QR first. That was the first kind of hit out in that car, and it was just an awesome experience. Even turning up at the test day, like for the first time at Queensland Raceway, having Will and Brock there, as well as Craig, all the Red Bull Ampol engineers, even the Super Cheap Auto, the wildcard engineers were top notch. So to be able to be surrounded by all those incredible people was a huge benefit for me moving forward. I think the best part about Craig was more in the enduro races. I'd never done a Bathurst 1000 before, those longer style races, just how to attack them. He was pretty cruisy in the practices. I qualified the car. Once he jumped into the race, he knows that race so well. And obviously last year was a pretty tricky race. Just having a guy like that to, I suppose, guide you through, before jumping in the car, even, him on the radio when it started raining, just telling me the conditions, just giving me, a leg up. He's, he does such a good job in mentoring the young guys.
So this year, we've actually seen, especially with Gen 3, like the relationship between driver and engineer is incredibly important. And you've got Caleb Butsarts in your corner at the moment, and he's a proven race winner at MSR as well. He's been in other teams, he's been in other environments, so it must be pretty good to at least know, like, look, even though it's been a baptism of fire my first year in the main game, like at least I've got some good people behind me, and even having Jack LeBrock as your teammate. I mean, he's also a race winner in multiple teams. He's been there, done that. He's been through that same pathway you have in Super 2 as well, so he kind of knows what it's like to go from that. So you do have a lot of people within your support group at MSR that you can just dial into anytime you want.
Yeah, no, it's as you say, it's a fantastic group that we've got. Caleb, Paul Forgy, and then obviously Matt Stone himself is pretty involved with it all. As I said, Forgy, he's seen it all back in the day with Stone Brothers, and saw the Ambroses and Shane and stuff come through. So it's cool to obviously be associated with him, and him helping us out in the managerial role now. Caleb's great as well. Obviously spent a bit of time at DJR, and then made the step up to full-time engineer at Matt Stone Racing. So very lucky to have him. Although he's a young guy, he's got wisdom well beyond his years, that's for sure. So great to have him. And as you say, like, it's so tight now in the main series. Like, obviously we're in the we're in the third year of Gen 3, third year. It's everyone's starting to figure out these cars, and I think we're seeing that at the moment. Like, Groves are doing an incredible job. They turn up to every race and are competitive. So we're just trying to get to that level. So you change one little thing on the car and it has such a big reaction. So it's just a bit of a learning curve for myself. It's probably been a bit of a tricky year to come in, just because there's been a lot of development in the cars and all of that. But just got to keep chipping away and try my best.
It's funny that you mentioned Grove Racing, though, because you see guys like Matt Payne and Kai Allen who have really adapted to Gen 3, and they're always up the front, it sort of seems, or there and thereabouts. But it wasn't that long ago where Matt Payne was he was struggling in jumping from Super 2 to main game. So when you kind of see, and even Ryan Wood is another great example of just people that have made that transition from Super 2 to the Gen 3 era of supercars, and maybe didn't quite figure out in that first year, but it all sort of came together that second time around. Does that give you a bit of a roadmap and maybe a bit of a light at the tunnel that, like, hey, look, this year could be tough, and it could be one of those ones where I just got to grit my teeth and get through it, but it doesn't take that long to sort of switch on?
Yeah, it definitely does, I suppose. As you said, both Woody and Matt have now hit their strides, and incredible drivers. It definitely does. I suppose the difficult thing I've found this year with jumping from the Super 2, now we have the Friday races. Even at Perth, we had a 25-minute practice, 10-minute break, 25-minute practice, and even Townsville, one practice into qualifying and a race. Like, if for a rookie, it's definitely challenging turning up and all in that one day of, like, what needs to happen with the car, working on your own driving. You haven't got much time to do it. So I feel like that's where it separates the experienced guys and the rookies, I think. We kind of get there towards the end of the weekend. Just the start, the quick fire starts, which I suppose they've designed it like that on purpose for it to be hard. So I think the racing this year has been awesome to watch. So I think it's in the right direction.
And just seeing such a spread of winners has been so awesome, and even pole sitters, all that. But it's actually funny, like, speaking of Woody too, like, you and him were actually teammates in Super 2 back when you were at Walkinshaw, and we've seen how much of a heart in his sleeve kind of guy that he is. But how has it gone from, like, teammates one year to opponents the next? I mean, do you have any inside knowledge, or do you kind of have to go, like, hang on a second, mate, come on, we were sharing a garage at one point in time?
Yeah, exactly. No, Woody is a great guy. As you said, he's very emotional fella. But it's great to see him, showing his personality, because he has got an awesome personality. We're Super 2 teammates back in the day. It's 3 years ago now, which is pretty crazy. So we're both pretty green at that point. He had an awesome year that year. and yeah, like we still keep in touch. I think, he's an extremely talented driver. Yeah, it's one of those things is we still keep in touch. But yeah, you see him in the mirrors, you're obviously pretty, you're not safe. So you're never safe. So no, that's all right. It's cool racing him, and yeah, it's cool to get on with him.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, Batesy, let's turn to enduros for a bit, because this time last year, obviously, you were with CL in the wildcard for Super Cheap with 888. This year, though, you'll be sharing a car with Aaron Seaton. He will also be in action at QR as well, but he also jumped in at Townsville as well. So you must be pretty stoked that you've got a guy that's your coy that's staying race fit before the longer races.
Yeah, no, it's actually great. Yeah, it's, he's doing GD4 as well, and then he's doing 2 wildcards and then the 2 enduro. So he's doing four of the 14 supercar events, and then he's filling his weekends doing GD4 racing. So it's good to have race fit guy. It's, as we saw last year, it's one of those races where you got to be in it to win it. So look, I think he'll do a solid job. With the car, and as long as we both build into it and do all the basics, who knows? But it's good. It's going to be good to have the bend first as well, just as a bit of a hit out before Bathurst. Bit more of a tamer, I suppose, event, and gives us a good opportunity to really iron out all the potential issues. But look, it's great to have Cito, and I'm looking forward to I suppose being the main driver in the enduros.
It's funny too, because like for a while there, it looked like maybe Aaron was going to go down a different path to motorsport, and you would know better than anyone else what it's like to have, a family name with a lot of motorsport heritage attached to it, because that would obviously have some expectations. So it is kind of cool to see 2 pretty famous names in Australian motorsport combined together in one car.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, my uncle Neil, he ran for Glenn's team back in the day when he owned a team or ran a team. So that's a pretty cool little crossover. So no, it's cool to have the name there. But kind of when we get out there, it all doesn't matter. It's just how good a job we can do. Before
I let you go, actually, Batesy, do you and your cousin Harry ever have a bit of biff over who can drive the hardest? I mean, he's gone around in forests and all this sort of rubbish, whereas he's like, oh, you're just going to a paperclip next week, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we definitely have this argument. The funniest argument actually is between my dad Rick, and my uncle Neil. Who can drive, because they always reckon that they could outdrive me and Harry and Lewis. So we're gonna have to settle that one day. But I can definitely declare that being in the passenger seat of their Rally 2 cars, it's far crazier than what we do. It's an unbelievable experience. So I reckon they probably take the cake, even though I've actually taken them both for rides in the supercar, and they think it's pretty crazy. But the raw adrenaline that you get from a rally car is you don't really get it anywhere else.
Yeah, all I can say is, seeing what those boys can do in a Yaris, I didn't think you could do it in a Yaris, to be honest. But hey, Zach, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you once again on the driver's seat. Hopefully you won't be a stranger to the show. Good luck again at QR coming up, and all the best, mate.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for having me.